Hey friends, it's Kai. So I decided to make another vlog because they are honestly really fun to make, and since I've been so occupied with the Tyra Banks video, I just need a break, you know? As you can see, I look kinda rough. My hair is not the best. I honestly don't care at the moment. I dyed it from blonde to black and now it's like gray, green, brownish. So I'm just editing the Tyra Banks video and like editing it. And I'm just like watching my videos when I edit them and I'm like, does this even have a point? Because I hear myself talk about something 100 times and then I'm like overthinking if people will find it boring. Anyways, I just realized that this picture was shining behind me and it's so pretty. My sister painted it and she added glitter and I think it's really pretty. It's a bit of more not like religious stuff. I really dislike the word religion because people often connect it to these really cult-like things because it's essentially religion is a cult. I'm more of a free spirit. I don't follow religion. I just try to follow Jesus, you know, without being like obsessive over certain types of rules. And I also really like to just listen to other people and their stories, and I'm really not judgmental as a person. I used to be. This is also a painting that I did formerly and then my sister repainted it and now it's kind of like this. I think it's super pretty. As I'm saying, I really like other people's stories, just listening to them, and I'm usually the psychologist friend, but at this moment I just don't feel like socializing. I just don't feel like having friends, if that makes any sense. I'm just in this really weird space when I feel that I kind of don't deserve people, or not that I don't deserve people, but that people think badly about me or that they just find me, I don't know, I just don't like proving myself to my friends, because are they really your friends if you have to prove something to them? Because sometimes you just talk about your life and it suddenly feels like a competition. Oh, who's achieving this, who's achieving that, who's doing this, who's studying more, who's working more, and it's just so overwhelming. And I just get these periods of time when I just feel scared of human interaction. Also, like, not scared, I really don't give a shit about people and what they think, but when it comes to friends, it's so frustrating when you feel like you have to prove yourself to them. Also, my hair is super weird right now. When I dyed it, it was super pretty. I will insert a picture. Even though it's super late, I'm kind of craving a walk. But I just remember, like, in the past, I just didn't really have this habit, and if I went for a walk, it was like 30 minutes long, I felt like dying from exercise. It was so stupid. But yeah, it's a big part of coping for me, just like going for walks and listening to music, which brings me to a really frustrating point because I'm also making a video about romanticizing your life, and there is so many things that I'm about to say in that video. I don't know, like, world is just talking about romanticization so much, and I agree with a lot of things. I'm kind of really guilty of romanticization myself because it's the best way to cope in this world. If I wouldn't romanticize things, I would go crazy. But sometimes I just think about things like, what if romanticization is just coping? Like, what if this perfect main character energy is literally just imaginary? Like, what if that feeling, you know, that movie-like feeling when they're just a bunch of young or older people, I don't know how old you are, but when it's just that special vibe, when you just feel all special and it's just like so magical in the energy, and I'm just starting to think that it's all a lie that we are making up so we would feel better. And it also goes with friendships. I just don't know if I believe in friendships anymore, because every time I meet a new friend, it just ends somewhere, and I'm like the person that really makes an effort for another person. And as I mentioned before, when you really like connect with someone and then it just all starts to be like some sort of competition, it's always like some type of extreme. Or is it the competition about your achievements, or is it competition about who's going through more, like who's been through more trauma, like who has it worse? And I always come to the conclusion that
everyone has their own lives. I have to move forward. Everyone is moving forward.
I don't lose context with people, but they kind of do that to me, and I don't know, man. I'm just believing in real friendships and that type of main character vibe. I don't know, it's probably annoying when I'm saying it that much, but it just makes everything feel like a lie because it never lasts. And even in the moment when it feels good, you're always, or at least me, I'm always like, okay, but it could be better, but the vibe could be better, because I'm constantly comparing it to some picture that I myself made. And it's like, even when I feel that vibe. It's not because this vibe is in this moment, but it's just because I'm imagining how it would be in another situation. Okay, at this point I'm really rambling. I see. Isn't she so pretty? She's so pretty. Oh my god. That plant, that dying plant.
Hey bitch, what's up bitch? Suck my dick bitch.
And poorly painted ceiling. I'm the worst. Also from this angle you can see that my nose is crooked, and I really like that my nose is crooked. And every time I mention that my nose is crooked, everyone's like,
No, it's not crooked, stop it.
then I'm like,
Yeah, it is.
and I like it. Like, why you have to ruin this for me? It is crooked. Exactly. She's mad because I'm mad. Everyone. Together. Kiss me. Ai, sí como a leipa. She's so pretty. Look at her. Humbly speaking, okay, oh my god, look at my nose. Look how crooked it is. Look at. Yeah, so this is really random. Okay, but how can human beings be so disgusting? Like, how can you just throw things like that? I'm not gonna clean it, but I'm gonna complain about people making this mess. And there was an old man, 80 years old, completely lost near river. Okay, I'm realizing that you can't even see me, but anyways, listen. He was lost near the river and he asked me for the location and where is this in this location, and I was trying to explain to him, but then he was just like changing the locations he was trying to go to. And I was like, oh my god, does he have dementia? And then he was like asking me repeatedly where he is, and every time he said that his name is different. And I was like, sir, can I ask you what's your name? Because I was like, I knew that something is not right, and I was like, okay, I have to call the police and I have to distract this man. As I mentioned, I'm a former nurse, so I worked with old people with dementia, so I know how silly they can be or how creepy the situation can be. And I was just like starting to ramble, yeah, let's go there and there, because at that point I knew he was super confused, and he said that there were men that wanted to take his wallet and then they threw him out of their car, and then he was just like lost there. And I'm like, what the heck? But then he told me that he was drinking with them, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't add up. So I was like following them, and while that I was calling the police and I told them what's going on. And then we went to the nearest known location, and the police officers, like the female one was so hot, like she was so beautiful. She had that little upturned nose and blue eyes and black hair. She kind of looked like me, as I said, beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, like she was really concerned, and the male officer was just like, I don't know, like it didn't seem that he knows how to talk to old people. And I was just like trying to loosen up the situation, and then they were like, okay sir, we have to take you home, and they were like, go in the car. And I was like, oh my god, how do you expect him to go to a car and tell you the way if he doesn't know what's his name? And he constantly mixes the locations, but then he managed to tell the real name, and then the officer, you know, typed in the computer his information, and it's basically and like this situation was so weird. I was like zooming out. I was standing there at 1 a.m. That was 1 a.m. and I was just like, is this happening? And that poor old man was like, why do you want to lock me up? I didn't do anything. And we were like, sir, we want to help you. Yeah, but then it seemed like he is starting to be more aware, or I don't know. And I was just like trying to tell the male officer, sir, like I think this man has dementia. You can't just drop him out. You can't just drop him at his house if he lives alone. Like, who would take care of him? And the officer was just like, no, he's probably drunk. And I'm like, okay. And the officer was just like, but like it was so obvious that he was done with everything. Like he wasn't mean to me or anything, but it was just so obvious that he was done with everything. Because like, yeah, it's stressful that some old man appears in the middle of like nowhere, and then you have to like take care of him without knowing his name. He didn't even have an ID or anything, and he was like so confused. Look at me. Look at me. Okay, I'm probably so annoying, sorry. I can't believe this hair was black. Like, this is literally gray. Oh my god, this is getting blonde. What the heck? Yeah, but like, imagine if I didn't intervene. This man would like it's freezing outside. He would just like be lost and walk around, and maybe he would die of hypothermia or dehydration or something like that. Like, no one would know. Oh, thank god I went for a walk. I came back from a walk. She missed me so much. I guess people just casually leave a spoon on the couch. Okay. Good night. I'm totally gonna post a story that says good morning and post a picture with me and Icy and pretend that I woke up when I'm actually going to bed. Let's just say it's weekend, okay?
Tisto brezzo na